I'm with the tuk-tuk in Paraguay and we're in Nueva Londres, which translates to New London. We just slept last night in Nueva Australia. This is all gonna be in today's vid.
I left Asuncion and drove 4 days across Paraguay only to find a town called
Nueva Australia. This is so gangster. Hola.
As an actual Australian, I had to see this for myself. But here's the thing, most people drive straight to Encarnacion, skipping the small towns, culture and adventure, and places like New Australia and New London.
These towns were colonized by a group of 5 families that arrived by boat from Australia and the UK 3 generations ago. And in today's vid, as an Aussie, I'm exploring how these towns collide with the Paraguayan culture.
They're living descendants of Australians and Europeans who sailed here generations ago, settling in Asuncion's backyard, and almost nobody knows they exist. Even the famous Australian poet Mary Gilmore once lived here in rural Paraguay. So over the next 4 days, I'm slowing down, stopping in the towns people overlook, meeting the locals, and trying to understand how a piece of Australia and London ended up in Paraguayan countryside. Day 1 was cruisy, getting back into the groove of travel, being on the road again after the 2 months that we spent living in Asuncion. Vibey music, not too much traffic, and an epic sunset to close out the day. The only thing that could make this any better would be a good old Aussie campout.
Look at that. Welcome to the colony of New Australia. Aussie Español. En la plaza. Puedo acampar. Okay. Look at that. This is insane. We're going camping in Nueva Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently there was a settlement yonks ago, 260 people or so. And we gotta go find out what this place is about.
Acá no usa nadie.
No, no hay. No. Puedo pasar la noche. Increíble. Locales de Nueva Australia. Un gusto, un gusto. Tengo todo para camping. Tal vez. Lo vi la plaza. Alexandro. Ryan. Ajá. Gracias. Perfecto. ¿Son tus padres? No. ¿No? Ok. Hola. Voy a pasar la noche en tu plaza. En mi carpa, si está bien. Sí. Ok, perfecto. Ya, soy de Australia. Y por eso quería conocer Nueva Australia. Pero parece que no hay ningún australiano aquí.
Descendientes sí, pero australianos ya.
There we go. Spoke to some more police, didn't we, Miss Potts? And this is home for the night. We'll turn the bar light on. How good's that? This is the plaza of Nueva Australia. What's the Potters saying? Potters! We're in Nueva Australia, Potters. Look at this. Tomorrow, apparently there's a few locals that can tell me a bit more about what's going on in the town. Man, this is actually so fun. Yeah, we're gonna be ending the night with reading and sleeping under the stars. We didn't film much of the drive in the day, but we did get 150 kilometers down the road. It was a lot of traffic leaving Asuncion as well, which is cool that we made it. Morning, legends. Let me show you what's going on behind us. Patty is just waking up and she's found a friend in the plaza and she's on the zoomies. We're just drying everything out, and it's always nice to know that Patty isn't bothered at all by chickens in her space. Hey.
After a solid night of sleep, we had a traditional Paraguayan breakfast with their very own cheese bread and pajarito yerba mate.
Popular in the whole country, but where we are currently is apparently the region.
I'm very impressed even with the amenities the plaza had on hand for our use. We packed up the tent, set up a new elastic roof storage, and went off to find out more of what's going on here.
Passed the night, camped out, driving through the town now. As the police commissioner that we spoke to yesterday, and this is the local corner store. ¿Es la única tienda en Nueva Australia?
La única.
Qué bueno, es perfecto.
Hay más.
¿Hay más? Pero nadie necesita saber.
Es la más completa.
Ah, ya. They got the camiseta de Olimpia también. Ah, de Cerro. Qué bueno. Tienen todo. This is actually a big corner store. Nice. Didn't realize it goes all the way to the back. Nice to film inside a local tienda in Paraguay. Look at this. This is roots, ladies and gentlemen. You got the bird food. little seeds. This is just maybe cat litter. I don't exactly know. But damn, this is cool. This is the local butcher as well. They've got to have everything equipped for the locals. Cleaning supplies. This is your veggie stand. Would you guys be able to live in Nueva Australia, hey? Miss Pites she's chilling. I've got to zoom in on my phone. She's looking for me and she's got her head perched on the sleeping bag. Qué bueno. Pastas, dry food. This is cool, man. Very friendly locals that just allow me to film inside as well. Buen dia. Very nice. There's their alcohol deposits. A clothing store. You buy your thongs. That's some Australian stuff, that's for sure. Huddy's having a rouse. A toy store, even. No, ella no quiere nada cerca. Bien, en la plaza ya. Comimos bien, yeah. Mate, ¿es mate también?
Mate.
Es lo más grande gourd mate que lo vi en mi vida.
¿En serio?
Ya, es grandísimo. Qué bueno, una linda bombilla. Bombilla, ¿no? Bombilla. Perfecto.
Bombilla en Argentina.
En Argentina, ya.
En Argentina.
No somos en Argentina. ¿Cuánto es el agua?
5.000.
Gracias.
Sí, ¿por dónde?
9 Londres.
No, ¿acá te vas?
Ajá.
Sí.
Ajá. Ok. Bueno, un gusto.
Igual.
Life's so good. We're chilling. Are you protecting the tuk-tuk? Hey, you didn't let anyone get near it, did you? Oh my goodness, you little loca. I'm sorry this is so built up. Driving along, I just can't believe how many Australian flags are put up everywhere. This is really wild to see, considering they don't have such a large affiliation to Australia anymore. Simply are just descendants, everybody speaks Spanish, there's no one that considers themselves Australian in this town here. That was last night's setup, and now there's a whole cow on the local plaza where we just were a minute ago. They're just walking their cows through the streets. This is culture, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Everybody's got big, beautiful houses. Nice plots of land. They look like they're growing banana trees there. Look at that. Humble setup. Do you come from a land down under? Women for women plunder. Man, they're living good out this way. Great to see. Happy for the locals. G'day. Legend. This is Nueva Australia. This is so gangster. Even the wild chickens, horses, everything. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Happy Patters. Maybe she likes that little cushion. This is what the road's saying. And I think this is the closest we'll get to driving a tuk-tuk in Australia. But this is some roads that you would definitely find in my country, that's for sure. Rolling about like this. Everybody's out doing stuff. That's just beautiful. Buen día.
It sounds unbelievable, but one of Australia's most famous poets once called this place home. Mary Gilmore arrived here in the 1890s, part of a radical socialist colony that left Australia searching for a new society in Paraguay. She lived and worked right here in Nueva Australia, teaching, writing, and helping build what they hoped would become a utopian community. But the dream didn't last. The colony fractured, ideals clashed, and eventually Mary Gilmore returned to Australia, where she became one of the country's most celebrated literary voices, later appearing on the Australian $10 note. And it all traces back to this quiet town in rural Paraguay.
Look at this, man. Nueva Londres. We've made it. día, señor. Soy de Australia. ¿Hay alguien en el pueblo que habla en inglés? ¿En serio? Okay. Chatting with the guy on the roof. There might be some Britannicos. Some Britain lads. ¿Hay?
Sí, acá el vecino.
¿En serio?
El vecino, los padres de ellos, tenemos Smith, están los Kennedy.
Sí, estoy tocando el timbre.
Sí, sí, él te va a atender.
Ok, gracias. Gracias. Dicen el vecino.
Sí.
Perfecto. Legends. We made it to Ciudad de la Nueva Londres. This is insane to see in Paraguay. Look at this. Look at this. Where are we? They're saying that the owner of this house is a descendant of the community of England lads that moved over to Paraguay at a point. I'll get you out, Miss Pats, since we've just been driving along that dirt road. Oh, I love small towns. Vamos a chequear la plaza de Nueva Londres. Potters? The Potters. Wow. There's the Paraguayan flag, the British flag. They've got the Big Ben painted on the Monument Plaza in the middle of nowhere, Paraguay. ¿Cómo es el pueblo, señor? ¿Cómo está?
Hermoso está. Se está arreglando de a poco.
Dicen que ese vecino es de Inglaterra, tal vez un descendiente.
Sí, sí, descendiente.
Voy a tocar el timbre.
Yo soy de ahí.
Ah, no, ¿en serio?
Yo soy Smith. Ese era la casa de mi abuelo. Era australianos que vinieron de
¿En
Australia,
serio?
Inglaterra. Inglaterra.
Yeah.
Smith y los Kennedy fundó.
Vas a tener historias entonces,
Sí,
señor.
sí, hay muchas historias. Mi abuelo vino cuando tenía 7 años
Ajá.
en Inglaterra.
¿Y
Y vino cuando a la guerra vinieron un grupo de australianos ingleses.
Wow.
Sí.
Impresionante.
Y vinieron
¿Y
y dice
aquí?
que se bajaron en Encarnación.
Ajá.
Encarnación, y de ahí vinieron en carreta.
Look at that. This is a crazy place, Patrick. So the lad we just spoke to, his last name was Smith. They've just named the cross section of the street that he lives on Smith, Ricardo Smith, Harold Smith McCreen. I don't know where I feel like I am, but I feel like I'm in another world over here. Break. So this is insane. I thought that I was pulling up to a grandstand of a soccer field, but it's actually like a bull riding rink. Damn. Yeah, it's all, the gates are legit. Patters, are we getting back out on the road, Patters? Qué bueno. Es un tiendita en Nueva Londres. Qué bueno. Y me dice, ¿es choclo?
Choclo y pollo.
Muchas gracias. We'll sit down. They just fried these up as well. They weren't in the bain-marie. She pulled them out of the fridge. They were already obviously pre-made, but then they weren't cooked though, which is epic. Oh, look at that. That's so succulent. Ají on the chocolate, Miss Butts. What's Miss Butts saying? Oh my god. Look at that. The queso, chocolate, and corn and cheese. The spice, man. Oh, what a stop before we leave Nueva Londres. We're still here. We drove all the 2 streets before deciding, yeah, this is a good spot for a break. We're en route to Encarnacion after we finish this off. We won't get there today. I don't want to get there today. We could if we pushed it, but we want to just take it slow. We want to just get to know more of Paraguay. We're loving it. We're just leaving the tuk-tuk behind us. We're just before we shoot off. What's tu nombre, amigo?
Diego.
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 Un gusto. Aquí? Gracias. ¿Cómo estás, señor? ¿Cómo está? My friend.
Yes.
¿Tu nombre?
My name is Eligio Manuel Solís Ortiz. Me
Nice to meet you.
conocen como Manolo.
Es like the mayor? The mayor of the town?
Yes.
That's
exactly.
cool.
This is my outfit. So
Nice.
You see my decoration. This is the
English-
nuestra bandera. Yeah.
English flag, yeah.
Yeah,
And the Paraguay flag.
Yeah. The all London, New London. I was in there.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
That's cool. Is there any traditions or cultural things from England that you share that occurs here, or it's kind of disconnected?
Yeah, we have connection. Yeah, because Nueva Londres is la fundación fue en el año 1893.
1893.
Vinieron australianos e ingleses a instalarse aquí.
En un barco.
En un barco. They come in first North Australia.
Yeah.
And after that, they come in here.
Right.
Yeah, about 2-3 family coming here.
Okay, and this is a kind of a bigger town than North Australia.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow. And how many generations now are descended?
I think about 3 generations.
3 generations.
Yeah,
That's still poco.
Yeah, still poco. But some people they going to capital.
Yeah,
somebody
of course.
stay.
I think it's just nice to see that from a perspective of Australia. But unfortunately, I was expecting that I would be like finding everything except the kangaroos in Australia.
Anything what do you need? So I'm here.
Thank you. We still have a fair way to go before we get to the border to leave Paraguay, so after a good feed, we got back to sending kilometers, which was fortunately back on asphalt. There's times when the tuk-tuk journey really takes it out of us. Times when the traffic bothers me, memories of the crash flood back, and the stress and anxiety of even a short day on the road is a lot harder than it really should be.
Que rico es la vida, Pati. We made it to Villarica. And we got some vacío, salada mixta, pancito. No hace nada, es más. Gracias.
Bueno, ¿algo más?
Sería perfecto. Muchas gracias.
Oh my goodness, that was not a very pleasant day of highway driving. There was just a lot of trucks, a lot of heat. The tuk-tuk was suffering. We were taking numerous breaks to just make it to Villarica. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get changed, we're gonna get in the pool. We just had a steak for lunch. Life ain't so bad. Costada en el piso frío, fresco. Look at this vibe. It's almost perfectly set up for like a hostel type scenario, but we're in the middle of nowhere, Paraguay. So yeah, it's a great vibe. There's just like a lot of hotels kind of throughout Latin America. There's just nobody. It's always myself and we never really see other guests. That's pretty cold, but really refreshing. Damn. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it. Today was a tough day. Just the highway really took it out of me, along with the heat. Poolside. I love the greenery. You can almost forget that there's a whole city around you. I'm really happy, and I'm grateful for you guys supporting the channel. It makes it so worth it and motivates us to keep going. And it pays for this experience right here. Bruh. Hopefully you get to read a book poolside at some point this week. I really want that for you guys. Yesterday was exactly what Patty and I needed, feeling mentally prepared now to get the 2 days drive to the border done. Man, it's such a nicer drive today than what we had yesterday. That highway was just ugly, getting buzzed constantly. There's barely any traffic, all green, and we're just kind of running parallel to the highway. Since leaving Villarica, we were able to jump on this road, and it's just serving us so well. Happy Patters! The Patters! The Patters! Paraguay, baby! En route to Encarnacion. Then we're gonna enter Argentina for about a week and a half maximum on our route to Brazil. No. Good girl. You're very disciplined. Good girl. Stay. Break.
Straight in. There we go. Straight in. There you go. Your bed's gonna be here, right? There you go. What are we talking? I think this was $10 US for the night. The owner of this place reckons that this town's dangerous, even when I was trying to ask to camp, because I would have been keen to get a tent, but nonetheless, we've got a bed for tonight, and you do need a rest. Because you've been big day. It's been a while since we've been in a concrete box, but you kind of got to do these situations out every once in a while just to remember where you come from, where the roots have been, because there was a point in time when the videos were getting no views and this was the luxury. Oh hell yeah. Hotel built on a family home, which is pretty cool. Put the cover over the tuk-tuk and we'll go for a walk around the town, see what Scott's going. I left Patty at home. It's actually been a pretty big couple of days for her, so just to have her chilling in bed. She's already just made her place, and I checked through the window when I was walking out and she's not looking for me. She's definitely out to it. So I'm off to get a haircut. This is a freaking epic bit of architecture. For a bazaar, they call it. Like just a bits and bobs kind of store. There's a barber shop. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
¿Cómo está? ¿Podría cortar mi pelo? That's the before. Got pretty long actually. It's been a long day. It looks sunburned as well. Nice. Gracias, amigo. We'll get some chow here. Mira eso. La barbería. The barber's mum is gonna serve me dinner. This is the small town vibe. Check it out. It looks so good. This is a freaking huge plaza. It's literally like 6 blocks. There's a playground on one side. Looks like 2 different playgrounds, and then there's like a 3rd playground. And you're having the best time. Patus. Free. Good girl. Just getting the last bit of the sunset. They've even got what is a library and a museo. And this is also a playground. What? I've never seen 4 playgrounds in the same plaza. Yeah, that's the Paraguayan flag up there. And our days here in this country are unfortunately dwindling. We probably have like less than 3-4 days now. And we're not going to be in Paraguay for a long time, unfortunately, with our journey finally kind of seeming like we're going to go north, even though we just drove another 100 kilometers south today. We've been doing a lot of wishy-washing, back and forth, side to side, going coast to coast to coast. Yeah, we've got to start driving north at some point. Golly. What's Patus saying? Good morning, Patus. Buenos dias, Patus. From Paraguay. Whoa. I literally think it's our last day of driving in this country. We'll get to Encarnacion today. Then we'll just cross the border when all the Patty documents are ready. Patus! Nice and slow. Like that. Just like that. She's got butterflies flying around her. She's having the best time. She's come out into a sprint now. Look at her. This is apparently the route to a little small town to avoid the highway for a little while. Let little one run around. Whoa, 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 whoa. She's zoomers. Look at her digging away, getting comfy. You're getting comfy, Patus. Okay. Here I am. We've been battling the headwind all morning. You can definitely feel that in a tuk-tuk, by the way. but we've just gotten off the main highway and we can get to Encarnacion behind us, but we're just gonna take this turn off and send it down this way. It's all apparently asphalt, less transited by trucks and things, which is what we freaking love. Just checked in with this little storefront and she said, yeah, you can get there that way. She's also sold us the Fanta Pina. This is my first time trying pineapple Fanta. It's a solid 6 out of 10. It's not great. It's kind of refreshing though, and but with the bubbles, it's a bit weird. Little truck stop as well apparently. But that's the freaking scenery of Paraguay. You just don't know what it's gonna be like in another country until you're kind of rolling through it on 3 wheels. So flat, so green, so dry, so hot. The essentials, ladies and gentlemen. The air in the tires, and then the Teledé machine, which disperses cold water, and then the mate machine for the hot water, agua caliente. This is a show put on by Pajarito. This is like my favorite sherba in Paraguay. Perfecto. Treating the tuk-tuk to a bit of 97, the good stuff. You have to go in and out a little bit. Yeah, you're doing great, brother. Perfecto. Gracias, señor. Oh, Baba, you're having the best time. She's like, no, you caught me sleeping. The day is going well. We thought we would get to the Airbnb at midday. It is 4 p.m. The classic tuk-tuk things. We've just got to literally get across the bridge. There is the beautiful Encarnacion, Miss Pats. Oh, we're crossing the river, ladies and gentlemen. There was an accident. Damn. Damn. No way. You cannot make this up. That is epic, man. Santa on a Harley, ladies and gentlemen, this is Paraguay. Merry Christmas. For whenever it was for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, this video is clearly not being filmed in real time. Join the Patreon if you want to get onto the real-time updates. Exclusive raw and extended vids. You having a good time? We made it, didn't we? We've only gone and done it. Good job, Miss Potts. Aircon Airbnb, great spot. We're in rural streets right now. It's good. We're with locals. It's a safe area. We've got the tuk-tuk in the garage. What more can we ask for? Get your documents together and we'll be able to get out back into Argentina, huh? $100 US later, 2 vaccines and a health certificate. Classic water runs with the Perita Miss Potts. How good, new day, new wins, ladies and gentlemen. The Paddy documents have been sorted. We're going to pick them up now. Different process, the whole document situation for Paddy. First time ever, you need to create like an online login. Do this, that. The vets submitted the bank thing for me. It's a weird system. We've been here for 3 days and all we've got is rain, so it's nice to just make the most of this kind of sun shining overcast weather. Paddy passport sorted, and because Paraguay is a lot cheaper than Argentina, we've got the 18 kilogram bolsa. Hey Patters, the bolsa de comida, Patters. And that'll last us like 3 months, almost. Legends there, they really took care of me there. They like made it so simple, so easy. They did all the back and forth with the customs clearance for pets, the animal customs. So that was fantastic. Break. Right, cities are cities. We know what cities look like. We know the vibes that cities hold, but this is why we're here. Right in front of me, Patty's leading the way. The Paraguayan beach. I believe it's man-made to have all this sand, but it's a vibe. There's a bunch of restaurants along this way. Just gonna keep an eye on the tuk-tuk. But that's the beach, putters. A Paraguayan beach, Paraguayan sand along the Paraguayan river. There's actually a couple people enjoying the beach. They got the umbrellas out. It's gonna be raining all week, so this is probably a great day to aprovechar con el sol. There's even a lifeguard. This is pretty legit. Happy days. What's the Patu saying? Yep, taking a shit on the sand. You love a good sand. All right, yeah. Claro que voy a. All right, yeah. Claro. Ah, perro. Okay. Alguien me dijo, está bien, perdón, no es. Right. It's apparently prohibited to have dogs on the beach. And we got a policewoman behind us. Just asked her for permission to fly the drone. We'd hate to be in a sticky situation because there is a police car as well. It seems pretty well kind of guarded through here, which is cool. So that's how we're gonna end the episode. Little drone flight of Encarnacion, show of Posadas, Lado Argentina. That's where we're gonna be going in the next episode. Literally in a couple days. We're just gonna rest up here, edit a couple vids, and then get on the road again. It's also very cool and impressive how much green space they have, football fields, even there's a basketball court. There's a lot of infrastructure on this part of Encarnacion. I like that, I like that. Some stuff to see. They do say Encarnacion is more touristic than Asuncion even is, which is crazy, with Asuncion being the capital, being the place where the most planes leave and arrive to. So yeah, as a tourist, you kind of maybe have to go outside of Capital, Asuncion, to see and experience Paraguay to the fullest, as you've maybe seen from my series of episodes. But Paraguay has been incredible. Very, very hospitable people, as I've said numerous times, and I've quite enjoyed this little kind of change up. Paraguay is so unique from any other South American country that we've been to so far. That's kind of the verdict on the beautiful Paraguay. Very soon going to be changing this flag over for the Argentinian one. The sign saying, Yo amo Encarnacion. I love Encarnacion. I don't know how well the GoPro is picking that up, but that's pretty cool. Wow. Runs in Encarnacion. The sun's setting with Miss Pats. I'm gonna cross the bridge and go find dinner in Encarnacion on the other side. We're living in the pobre barrios. Look at these vibes. This is freaking Paraguay. Miss Pats, ¿estás pescando algo? ¿Sacaste algo? No, todavía. Suerte. Look at that. Posadas is where I'm filming there, and then Encarnacion, Paraguay here. And on the other side, that's tomorrow's mission, Argentina. Tengas un buen día, señor. We got lucky with this sunset, didn't we, Miss Paul? Well, gracias. Yeah, that could be the best esplanade in South America. Like, it's a one-up Rio de Janeiro. It's just like less people, but less activity fanatics. I guess. This is very, very calm, very peaceful, just like the entire city here in Paraguay. And look at that. These trains would have gone to the same train station that I was in Asuncion. And it's also a train station that originally went to Buenos Aires, 1,154 kilometers away. The beach access this time is past. No, come. I know you like the sand, but you're not going on the beach. The beach is just starting, and this is one of the many restaurants and bars that'll be along the esplanade as well. That's pretty cool. And Playa San Jose Beach. We found a dog-friendly restaurant, but it was the only one that we asked. It just looks like a nice vibe. Nice. That's what we wanted, eh, Miss Pies? Look at that. For the view. Cheers, legends. What a day. What a day, what a day.
Join us next week on The Thrill Dream, where ahead of us we have a 5-day drive across Argentina to get to Brazil, but also to arrive to the famous waterfalls of Iguazu. We get to return to a country we know so well, but with the Misiones province twist that we haven't gotten to see yet. The trip slows down, we do more camping and fishing, and the northeast region of Argentina really surprises us.